magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future. Transformers Slag Podcast.
What's up, everybody? How we all doing this Saturday night? It is once again you are stuck with me. This is the Saturday night Transformers Slag Podcast main event. And you're here with this guy, spending your Saturday talking about Transformers, discussing Transformers, super chatting about Transformers. Unicron's got a gun. I have to explain that to you guys. People are wondering, why does Unicron have a gun? How we all doing this evening? It is a lovely Saturday in our beautiful weekend. Relaxing. Hopefully you don't have to work on the weekends. I, for the longest time, refused to ever work on weekends. And yeah, thank you for noticing the Jace the Mind Sculptor jacket. Yeah, it's a official Magic the Gathering. It's actually not a jacket. It's more of a, I don't know, like a sweater, I guess. So you could be like Jace the Mind Sculptor. I don't really wear hoodies, but I like Jace and I like Magic, so it was one of the nicer ones. They also did a Chandra one. They did a Liliana. I believe they did a Johnny. It's cool too. Even the little zipper is a little face from one of the clerics from Ravnica. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Got it quite a few years ago. But it's nice and comfy. Something when it's a hot day today, the AC is blasting down on you. Something you could still wear. Anyways, how we all doing? We're here to talk about Transformers. This is the face that runs the Transformers Slag Podcast place. I am Proto Man. I'm the guy that you listen to Monday to Friday and annoy your family, probably. Why are you listening to that guy? He sounds crazy. Well, crazy is as crazy does, and we're going to talk about Transformers today. I didn't announce this publicly, but for all my patrons that are here today, and my YouTube channel members that are here today, we are going to be doing a giveaway today. We're going to be giving away an item. I'll show what it is in a moment. We're just giving away one item today. It's not the crazy thing where we're giving away 4 items. We'll just be giving away one today. We have a supplemental extra item to give away, brand new. So enjoy that, whoever wins it, when we get to that. But let's get into the news. We have quite a few things to cover, and then we'll do a little giveaway. And we'll do some other stuff, shall we? So let's start, shall we? No? So, where do we begin? So, at the beginning of the week, these started to pop up in a whole bunch of Dollar Trees and Dollaramas in Canada, Dollar Tree in the United States. And these are the Transformers Mystery Mini Walker Erasers. So back in June, Hasbro started putting these Walker erasers for My Little Pony. And they were just these like very simple eraser kind of style, keshi for the Japanese items. And they were just something that, hey, like it's a cheap, $1.25 item that gives you some My Little Pony character access. And now they're doing Transformer ones based off of that evergreen kind of G1 flavored style. And they come in cases of 12. They're blind packed. They're $1.25 each, $2 in Canada, $1.25 in the United States. And you get a Bumblebee, Megatron, Soundwave, and Optimus. If you look at that Soundwave image on the bottom right, it's limited articulation. It's just really it's a gimmicky eraser. So if you want to have a little articulated Soundwave figure, they also help you erase your mistakes in school. Sure, why not? I'll be honest with you. If when I was in school, if I could have something like this instead of my boring, pink or white eraser, I would have been down with it. I would have probably had an Optimus or a Soundwave. That would have been pretty cool. Maybe Soundwave. Sound would probably be the coolest one to have. But yeah, so these are a thing. They're out right now. And again, blind packed. Some people say that there's a way that you could kind of feel the bag and feel like, Bumblebee's antennas. And Megatron doesn't really have any kind of shape to his head, so it's easy to tell which ones you're getting. But yeah, pretty cool. I dig it. Hey, it's $1.25. Most people spend like double that on the coffee every morning. So pretty cool. I dig it. it is what it is. But I just wanted to bring attention to that because this is something that has been popping up in Dollar Trees and Dollarama all over North America. So check it out, yo. Pretty cool. Nice little cheap Transformer product for all of us to enjoy. Next up, and this one's kind of cool because I didn't expect when we did an update on this from last week that it would actually have something related to what I've created in the past officially for the Transformer world. So we have today the MPM 12N masterpiece movie Nemesis Prime. And, it's pretty crazy what's going on here. I mean, I think it looks fantastic, first of all. No bias to when we get to the little matrix that he has and everything. Oh, we got a super chat here from T-Formers 2002. My mom fully expected my Proto Man addiction. I hope you don't have an addiction to me. I'm definitely not good for you. High in sugar and salt, and definitely the sodium is not good for you. Very salty, the Proto Man. Very, very salty. Uh, but thank you for the super chat, T-Formers 2002. So Nemesis Prime here is something we discussed last week when we only had a blurry image from the Japanese pre-order distributor. And now we have the full high-res, beautiful image photo shoot from Takara Tomi's website. And it looks really, really good. It's no surprise, blacks, teals, translucent red slash pinks. It's a Nemesis Prime slash Scourge slash Black Convoy repaint. It's an Optimus mold. You knew it was going to happen. But what I didn't expect what they were going to do is how they were going to paint the Matrix this time. Many times they paint the Matrix many different ways. Sometimes they do it in purple. Sometimes they don't change it at all. But this time they painted it like the Matrix of Malice. And for people who aren't aware what the Matrix of Malice is, back when I used to work with Fun Publications, I believe that was 2015, that specific year, we were working on the Collector Club, and I wrote all the bios and the ancillary story of the accessories for all of these subscription service figures. And when we did Bludgeon and Windsweeper's bios, we had to include an accessory called the Matrix. But we didn't know what the name of this Matrix was going to be, what its story was going to be. All we had was the actual physical accessory. And so I looked into it and I thought, well, Bludgeon's going to have, the Thunderwing combiner head, and it's going to have a green center, and it kind of reminds me how the Matrix looked in the Marvel comics, the Creation Matrix. And I thought, why don't we call it the Matrix of Malice? And it'll have the forgotten soul of Thunderwing when he kind of held the Matrix at one point and corrupted it. And so that was kind of just a little story thing. It was in Bludgeon's bio and Windsweeper's bio, and it was all that kind of craziness. And it was a cool little thing that we did back in the day. And then years later, it comes bubbling up again, and the Matrix of Malice is going to be included with this figure here. So that is pretty cool. Now I go from, oh, this is a pretty awesome figure. Yeah, I probably would like to find a way to get it cheaply. Now it's like, man, I need to get this figure because it has the Matrix of Malice involved with it. We got a super chat from Princeton Phalanx 59, and he says, "Hey, Proto, got Legacy Bomb Burst and Minerva in the mail a couple days ago. They are really nice, especially Bomb Burst. Man, that is awesome. I can't wait to get Minerva. I don't know how I'm gonna get her. She's probably gonna show up at some point. I don't know, like maybe I guess Toys R Us. They sort of have. No, wait, maybe GameStop might have the Walgreens exclusives here in Canada. But I definitely want to get Minerva. Minerva's the big one because that's the cheapest Minerva it'll be for any of us for a very long time. I hope she doesn't get scalped. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Hey, that's awesome, man. Minerva especially. Bombburst, that's cool too. How'd you get that so early? That's pretty crazy. Maybe stuff is showing up early. Who knows? Got to take me a sip of water. It's a hot day today in Canada. But yeah, hey, so NPM 12N, which stands for Nemesis Prime. This guy's going to go for 24,200 yen, which translates to about $170 USD. The original paint scheme of this, the original Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime paint scheme, when it was in Target just last year, was $125. So you're pretty much paying an almost, like, let's say, $45 increase in price to have the black repaint and to be a premium item from Takara Tomy. So just keep that in mind. Extra $45, but I mean, I think it looks absolutely spectacular. The release date for this is planned for March of 2023. And I mean, it looks great. I mean, it's a black repaint Optimus. When have they never looked great? They always look awesome. It could be like, Super Link Energon Optimus Prime. And if you do like a black repaint to that one, it'll still look cool. Like it just they always seem to knock it out of the park. Pretty awesome. But yeah, hey, and it's got that Matrix of Malice connection, so can't complain with that. That's pretty cool too. So again, check that out. That's going to be coming out March of 2023. Next up, we have another masterpiece here that also was announced, and it was a masterpiece through Takar Tomi's YouTube channel. This was announced. They did a little teaser video showing off all their high-end items, and one thing they showed off was a full shot finally of the next MPG masterpiece, the Masterpiece Gatai, Masterpiece Giant, Masterpiece Greto of the Raiden combiner. And they also gave 2 teasers and some release dates for the other ones. So we got our very first look at MPG-04 Suiken, the next member of Raiden, as well as 2 silhouettes and teasers for Saizen, which is MPO5, and MPO6 Kain. So all of those, we have dates now. We have pretty much pre-order numbers. So we have pretty much, we're rolling very quickly to Operation Raiden finally being complete after being teased to us all those years ago before the big V came around and ruined everything in 2020. So again, Suiken that we have here today, MPG-04, the old Tokai type 153 Express locomotive. Looks really cool. If you're a Thomas the Tank Engine simp like I am, you kind of dig this kind of stuff. Has that, Annie and Clarabelle kind of vibe to it, even though Annie and Clarabelle was more of that, European kind of passenger car thing. But I still love it. I think it looks really cool. I dig it. I dig it a lot. Looks really good. And then the other 2 that were just kind of teased, so it's the MPO5 Saizen. That's going to be released in January of 2023. And MPO6 Kain is going to be April 2023. But Suiken here is going to be fully revealed. They're going to have the full photo shoot in October of 2022. And then will be 100% released by June of 2023. So get ready, guys. We're almost done Raiden. We're on track, no pun intended, to having our first masterpiece combiner complete. And then, like Kojin Ono, who is one of the head designers of this project, as well as the godfather of Transformers, said, after they finish Raiden, we're going to be discussing the next entry into MPG. And it doesn't necessarily have to be combiners. It could be a lot of different things. So it should be very interesting nonetheless. So check that out, yo. Check it out. Now let's talk about the big one, Unicron with the gun. But first, how did we find out about Unicron with the gun? Well, we had an individual that went into a Target in the United States, and I believe it was Texas, if I remember correctly. And they found 2 brand new undocumented carded Super 7 reaction figures. These are repaints of previously existing Super 7 figures from their reaction line, which are these 5-point of articulation, very simple, $17.99 Transformer figures. And in that kind of 3 1/4 scale, some of them are a little larger, like the Grimlock, and of course the Devastator, which is 6 inches. But they had a repaint here of the G1 Galvatron done in toy colors, which they just call Galvatron G1 here. And then they took their Grimlock, they gave it the G2 colors, and they called it Grimlock G2. So 2 repaints are out there. We don't know if they're Target exclusives, or there's something that's going to be available on their website later, but it is something that's out there. But the big news was, if you flipped over that card back, there was a cross sell. And on the cross sell, they showed a whole bunch of past releases, like the Wave 1 and 2 products, some of the Transformer the movie products that they've had with their reaction line with Transformers, and some brand new characters. But who? So the ones that are the less exciting, but there are still pretty cool if you're big fans of those characters, is you get an Ultra Magnus, a Wreck-Gar, a Sharkticon, Cyclonus, and a Quintesson. So those are all pretty cool, and they'll scale with the rest of your 3 1/4 Super 7 Ultimates line. But the big one here is they're adding yet another 6-incher to the line. Up to this point, the only 6-incher that existed in the Transformers Super 7 line was Devastator. And now they're adding Unicron to it, but not just any Unicron. They're releasing a Unicron based on his Transformers the movie 1986 prototype figure, which was a very interesting aesthetic choice. And again, kudos to the people at Super 7 who are obsessed with the deep cuts. And we've already seen with Super 7 when they do their Ultimates line, how much they do deep cuts to begin with, because those deep cuts in the Ultimates line are like homages to weird G2 stuff. Hey, this one time this figure held this one thing here and there. We got a we got a super chat, not a super 7, a super chat from Cringe McCringle. Hi Proto, bought the Transformers animated full series DVD and it arrives Monday. I'm ready to binge it. Yeah, man, that thing's pretty awesome. What's cool about it too is it also has some of the extras, the shorts by I believe it was Studio Gonzo that did those. So those are pretty cool extras. I wish there was more studio commentaries. If there's some commentary on some tracks, some episodes, but unfortunately not all of them. It would have been nice if Derek would have done like a whole bunch, because Derek was like a wealth of knowledge when it came to Transformers and a true fan. You know, rest in peace, Derek. Enjoy the box set, man. I have the old Shout Factory ones, which are pretty much the same thing. I don't think they added anything new to the box set version, but it's still pretty awesome. Enjoy it. Animated's the best, yo. It's really good. But getting back to this Unicron, and thank you again, Cringe McCringle, for the 5 bones. This Unicron, again, based on the old 1986 prototype. If you look there on the right, you have the original Aaron Archer designed Unicron for Armada back in 2003. And next to it is the prototype of the G1 1986 Unicron. So this thing was supposed to be a foot tall, a very large figure. And a lot of things prevented it from actually getting released. Number one, it was a character that only appeared in the movie, and that was it. It wouldn't appear afterwards in any other material outside of being a floating head in certain parts in certain episodes, like Starscream's Ghost and Call of the Primitives. So they were like, ooh, how much credential is this character going to have as a big heavy product in the long of the market? Not to mention the assembly for the arms were kind of flimsy for a big figure. There was supposedly a voice box that had Orson Welles' voice in it, and he had since passed away by the time this figure was ready to like be put out in market. So maybe there was a licensing issue with his voice, and what's the word I'm looking for? Royalties. So there was a whole bunch of problems with this, and at the end of the day, it just never got released. But me, I've always been vying to see this be reissued and done in some shape or form for collectors, just because it's such an odd relic in Transformers history, and really one of the first prototypes and unreleased items in the Transformer fandom that we were all aware of. Back in, I believe it was BotCon 1996, this thing was debuted and was brought there, and everyone was just marveling at what could have been. We would not see the RC prototype for many years. We would not see the prototypes for a lot of other toys for many years. But this was kind of the first time we learned about, we saw what going on under the hood in a lot of ways. So pretty hype stuff. And again, he comes with a gun. If you notice, he comes with a gun there. And that gun was actually if anyone saw on my Twitter, I kind of posted the history on that. So at one point when this toy was getting developed, it was going to have a stand for the planet mode, so it just didn't roll around. And the stand would transform into his gun in robot mode. And he just had this like little gun that folded up from his stand. And that was that. So Super 7, again, doing the deep cuts even more, they're literally including a little gun that Unicron could hold too, to be an homage to his old little gun stand that he had back in the day. So pretty cool stuff. If you want to see these images in high res, the images on the bottom there are the patent images for this that obviously never got used in the end for the Unicron. Again, just follow me on Twitter. If you like what I do, follow me on Twitter. I post all kinds of cool stuff there. We got a super chat from Mike Rosen. And Mike Rosen wants to know, he says, I picked up the Toy Hack set to make Junk Heap into Zartan from G.I. Joe. That's pretty good, actually. I never saw that one from Toy Hacks. Wonder how good that is. I have to see that. That's pretty awesome. Oh, Aaron's here too. Good timing, Aaron. How you doing? So again, Super 7, it has this coming out too. This is pretty hype. So many people were messaging me and saying like they haven't bought a single Super 7 product ever, but they're definitely going to be buying this. And that tells me something. That's the same reason why I feel that it would be so cool if there was some way this original one could get reissued, because I feel it's a small market, but I do feel there is a market for it. Maybe if they did, hey, HasLab, you want to do something? Do this as a HasLab. That'd be so cool. Make it like, hey, we only need 5,000 units. I'm pretty sure there's 5,000 G1 completists that would go absolutely nuts to pick this up. And considering how simple it is and how there's no tooling that needs to be done with this, maybe you have to reverse engineer it and make a brand new tooling. Who knows what the story might be with this, but I would love to see it happen. It doesn't need to have the voice box. Just make it happen in some shape or form, and I'll be first in line to back that one. And so, for people who haven't paying attention, this puts Super 7 now with their reaction line up to 46 different releases, including store exclusives, convention exclusives, Black Friday deals, Christmas deals, all kinds of stuff. We're up to 46 different ones now with the ones we have today. Pretty hype. Let's talk about some new uh, EarthSpark news. So we got a brand new trailer for EarthSpark. Not much was shown in it. It's another short little 15 to 30-second teaser trailer. The only thing we could take away from it was we got two really nice high-res shots of, yet again, two Decepticon characters. We have here now really our first look of Decepticon Skullcruncher in the show. At least that's what it looks like. It looks like Skullcruncher, and a better look at Swindle over here. Now, Skullcruncher, what's cool about him is he kind of had this weird trademark history in the past, let's say 7 years. When Titans Returns came out, they called him Skull Smasher for whatever reason. They couldn't use the trademark in 2016. And then when they did the Cyberverse line, they made a Skull Cruncher figure, and they actually called it Skull Cruncher, and also he was called Skull Cruncher in the show. So that kind of gave us hope that when the toy would come out, it would be called that also. And then when we got the Retro Headmaster reissue line, Skull Cruncher was given his name and trademark back. So chances are, if we get some more Decepticon figures, because the one thing about the Transformers EarthSpark line is right now it's kind of light on Decepticons. It really is. It's really just Megatron right now. But if we get more Decepticons, we'll probably see Swindle and we'll probably see Skullcruncher in there. So that's pretty hype. Everything's great. This stuff again. This show is going to be coming out November on Paramount Plus if you have that streaming service, and also it isn't confirmed yet. They say it's going to come out in fall, but also on Nickelodeon. So probably there's going to be some kind of synergy. They'll probably be coming out at the same time. Maybe Paramount Plus will release one episode a week and do it to kind of match with a deal with Nickelodeon, not drop everything at once. But again, who knows? We'll see what happens. But if you have Paramount Plus, that's one way to watch it. If you don't have Paramount Plus, Nickelodeon's your bet. There's always some way to consume Transformers EarthSpark that will be coming out in November. November. Oh, yeah. Then, here's a big one. We got the fan vote. So, Hasbro announced this just the Thursday that passed. We are doing our next Transformers Hall of Fame. And our next Transformers Hall of Fame also has our fan vote. So in the spirit of celebrating the awesomeness that is Derek Wyatt, they are going to be celebrating his life by doing a Transformers animated fan vote, as well as, like they've done every other year, a favorite character based on the figures that came out that year. Pretty much just what's your favorite character that has come out this year of the designated line that we are going to put in front of you. So it's pretty much who is your favorite legacy character that has come out in 2022. Now, they've given us a list of everything, and this list pretty much, we'll start with the legacy stuff. It doesn't have all the legacy figures on there. Obviously, hey, where's this awesome one that I've been waiting a long time for? That's not on the list. And obviously, maybe they didn't put the core class Hot Rod because it also came out in Kingdom. That probably might also explain why Blaster is absent from this list too, because he was in Kingdom and in Legacy. But you have the list there to vote, and you have the other tab if there is something that is missing and you want to kind of add it in. I added in a little somebody. I don't want to say who I voted for because we will have the top 5 Transformers of 2022 with Jaws D at the end of the year. So I want to save those, surprises for everyone. And of course, the fan votes will also be involved. The fan and listener votes will be involved with that too. But let's talk about animated here. So animated, you have these list of characters, and you also have the other tab. And we also have the other tab where you could add someone if you don't see who you like there. Now, keep in mind, guys, every single time we've had this other category. In 2020, it was vote for your favorite Transformers Prime character. It was Knockout. Knockout won. And then Knockout, because he won, he got an RED figure designed and a Legacy figure designed. Granted, it was a repaint retool of Jazz, but the point is, Knockout got 2 figures out of winning. Then in 2021, vote for your favorite Beast Wars character. Inferno won that. It wasn't about who your favorite Beast Wars character was. The fans knew where this was going because they saw what happened with Knockout. So everyone voted for Inferno because we needed an update of that character. Inferno, literally up to that point, had his original toy in 1997, which, by the way, today is fragile and falls apart. And he had a little extremely rare robot hero figure. So between a very fragile figure, a robot hero figure, and if you want to count Transmetal, Inferno, I guess. But let's just talk about the season 1 characters here. Not Transmetal Scavenger. That was supposed to be Inferno. The season 1 designs, Inferno really had 2 figures, and both of them at this point are just not going to do. So people voted for Beast Wars Inferno. He won, and lo and behold, he's having a absolutely fantastic Voyager class Legacy figure coming out. So that being said, guys, and I said this in my individual segment talking about this. Look, Optimus Prime's on there, Bulkhead, Bumblebee, Prowl. What's going to happen, no matter who you vote for, it's going to be done in the house style of Legacy. Keep that in mind, number 1. Number 2, do you really want to have yet another Optimus Prime animated figure? Do you really feel that we're absent of an Optimus Prime animated figure? We had plenty of them that did very good jobs in the past. Same thing with Bulkhead, same thing with Bumblebee, same thing with Prowl, same thing with Ratchet, Megatron, Black Arachnia. I mean, guys, we need to have figures done of characters that have not gotten figures. And the way that I see it more than anything else is I want to see Sari done. I want to see Cybertronian Sari done. I want to see her get a figure. And they could figure so they could retool RC and get, I posted it again on my Twitter. They could retool RC like crazy and make a cool Cybertronian Sari figure out of her. I think that the opportunity to do this character is now available to us if we vote for her. Look, I get it if you want to have, I don't know, an obscure character. Hey, do Blackout that only got a Japanese release. Do I don't know, do one of the characters that never got a toy, like Grandis or something. I understand that. That's cool too. But I think that if we could all kind of come to agree on something, Sari is on this list here. It could happen. It could happen. Let's try to make it happen. But I mean, that's just my take. That's just my take. But we'll see what happens ultimately in the end. Last thing I want to cover is also, and Mr. Archer is here today. Aaron Archer announced that the TFCon art book that he had a whole bunch of them at TFCon for sale is now available to be purchased online. If you go to archermonster.com/shop, or just go to archermonster.com and go to the shop section, the link is right there. You could pick up a amazing Aaron Archer black and white edition Transforming Robots, Volume 1 book of a whole bunch of original art. This isn't like art from the past, or this isn't like, art that you could get anywhere. This is all original art from Aaron Archer of all those robots you love. It's $20. It's 32 pages of glory. And if you add an extra $15 on there, he will draw whatever robot you want on the inside and sign it for you. So be sure to check that out. Get an awesome Aaron Archer book, and it is gelatinously great. I love it. Love it. Really good. Again, archermonster.com/shop. Check it out, yo. And that's it for the news this week. That's it for the news. Cringe McCringle says here with the super chat, which is going to pop up any second here. We should also get an angry Archer figure. Well, then that would imply that the angry Archer figure is going to transform. Which mold? Let's say, okay, then here's the question I have to ask people. Which mold, if there was something that was going to be a repaint retool, would be turn into the angry Archer? Get an Aaron Archer made figure with the sculpting and everything. It'd be really good. That'd be interesting. So we're gonna do a giveaway today, guys. Before we get into the giveaway, I'm just gonna cover some sponsorship stuff. Again, Symbiote Studios and Hasbro and all the good people that support us here on the pod. Symbiote Studios, which do the plush, the t-shirts, and the pins. There's a lot of really good stuff going on there. Mike Rosen says there are no new plushes. We will be having new plushes announced very soon. We're waiting just for right now the final designs to be made. We don't really like to show the plushes as they're being developed. We like to have the final product, but the brand new 2 plushes that will be coming in the near future, these 2 little teasers for Wave 5 for 2023, will be coming soon, and you will find out about it here first. So those 2 characters, as well as many others, will be announced shortly. So be sure to tune in. We will definitely, what we're going to do, we're going to announce it on the live stream. That'll be the big thing. It'll be a big announcement, and you'll get to see it before the rest of the world. Then it'll pop up on the front page of TFW and everything like that, but it'll pop up here first. So be sure to check that out with the new plushes, the new pins, the new t-shirts, and everything, as well as the other Hasbro brands like Magic the Gathering. I'm wearing it right now. I'm wearing blue right now with Jace the Mind Sculptor. Oop, just punched that. So get your plushes, get your pins, everything like that. The Power Ranger ones, My Little Pony, if that's your jam, even Snake Eyes and Cobra Commander. Really good stuff. Looks beautiful. I love it. And of course, the brand new stuff that has recently been added to the store, the Dragon Zord from Power Rangers and the brand new G.I. Joe pins. I've not gotten those G.I. Joe pins yet. I'm looking forward to getting those in the mail. I'm going to wear me a Cobra pin. Gotta love even though Dusty's my favorite character, I still love the Cobra design. We have a super chat from Ibrahim Polmars. Sorry if I mispronounced that, Ibrahim. Hi, Proto, do you think Hasbro would do a restock of Cosmos and Clampdown for PulseCon, or Walmart would get a package refresh? The problem with Cosmos and Clampdown is he's what's called a sold exclusive, meaning whatever stock that was made for Walmart, and it was paid by Walmart, and that is that. If Walmart wants more, they could ask Hasbro to make more, but it's going to take time because it has to be made in the factory, and there's a whole process. We're talking 6 months, if not more, before it would come out. And in all honesty, by the time they do that, maybe the legacy imprint won't even be a thing on shelves, so you don't even have that cross synergy. I would honestly, guys, either keep hitting up, keep hitting up Walmart's, hoping to find a Cosmos and they'll just show up. Or alternatively, just wait for when Hasbro's going to take that mold, and they will, and then do a different color scheme. Oh, it'll slightly different green, more accurate green. They changed the checkered flag will now be a Cybertronian flag or something, with an Autobot logo. They'll do something to differentiate it from the Walmart exclusive, and you'll be able to get it. Don't buy from scalpers. Don't go to eBay and throw $100 at an item that's $27.99 or $24.99. You will get your opportunity. Either look in stores or just wait it out. Trust me, guys, they're not going to just sit on. They sculpted that mold from scratch. They're not going to sit on it. Now, Clampdown, that one's going to be a tough one, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to redo a Clampdown anytime soon. He's just there. I mean, Clampdown almost exists just so that Cosmos could exist. Put all the tooling into him and all the paint into him. And so it's that, if Clampdown's an issue for you, maybe you might have to go through other sources if you can't find them. But Cosmos, wait it out, man. Wait it out. There's going to be an opportunity for sure. 100% for sure there's going to be an opportunity. 100% for sure. But yeah, all the best, man. Look, I don't have a Cosmos either, but I'm just going to Walmart every week and just hoping. I went to Walmart. I haven't even seen Legacy Velocitron collection at all. This came from a fan. A fan sent me this, you know. So and again, thank you to that fan. You know, it's the way that I see it. Like it'll show up at some point, and when it does, it does. If it doesn't show up, I'm a patient man. I have past Cosmos figures. I have his core class. I have his 2-pack version and the darker version from Dark of the Moon. I have the old Legacy version, Legacy Legends version. I have the G11 back there. I got the the GoBots color scheme one from eHobby. I'm gonna be good. I don't have to, I won't freak out to it. Does he have the checkered flag? I'm a race car guy. Yeah, that's awesome. I really think that's cool. But I'll wait. I'm not too worried about it. Not too worried, and you should not be either. Patience is a virtue, and it always pays off about 99% of the time. And of course, if you like hearing this voice even more, we have the brand new episode of the Toy Armada that just came out last week. The Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. We talk about Transformers. We talk about Batman. We talk about Star Wars. We talk about the Justice League and Aliens and all kinds of stuff. What am I forgetting? Aliens and Predator and Jurassic Park. We talked about Jurassic Park. All kinds of Kenner and Hasbro brands. Be sure to check it out. The Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. It's the other channel that you could hear my dumb voice and the sultry voice of Aaron Archer telling you all about the amazingness that is the robots in disguise and Jurassic Park. Shoot her! That's a big pile of... Anyways. But yeah, the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. We talked just last week. We talked about a whole bunch of... We did a huge deep dive on some Armada characters, explaining tooling, talking about how tooling works and the choices that were made and if we could change choices and everything like that. A lot of really cool stuff. Pretty awesome. Be sure to check it out. Just type the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer or just the Toy Armada in your search engine on YouTube and he'll pop up. Be sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. We're past 1,000 subscribers, so thank you to everyone for that. But keep subscribing. We got to pump it up even more. Pump it up even more. So let's get into the giveaway, shall we? Let's get into the giveaway. Is John here? 1 second. I have to make sure that my mod is here. Because John is going to be taking care of deciding who wins. 1 sec. Let me just make sure John is here. Hold on. Probably should have double checked. Yeah, John's there. Okay. Let's make sure he's okay. Everything good with that? Yeah. Okay. Johnny boy. Johnny boy. Okay. Sorry about that. So today, guys, we are going to be giving away a brand new drum roll. We're going to be giving away today, courtesy of Bint Studios. They are the sponsor for our channel today with the giveaway. They're going to be giving away a brand new studio series, Transformers Generation Selects Deluxe Class Transmutate. So if people want to fill out their Beast Wars collection, this is a pretty hype one. This is a pretty hype one there. So we will be giving away this one today. And what we are going to be doing is we're going to be asking a question. And if you are, again, number one, guys, you need to have YouTube membership, as in YouTube channel membership for this channel, which is the green names on the side there pretty much. Or if you are a Patreon member, when you answer the question, type your name, your Patreon name before your answer. You don't worry about, I have to type the answer first. John is collecting all the names, double checking them to make sure that they're actual legitimate Patreon people, and then putting them into a hat and he's picking out a name. So he randomly, so don't worry about being first. Okay. So the question we are going to ask today in honor of Aaron Archer, and for whoever wants to win this, that is part of the YouTube members or the patrons. The question we are asking is, who is, in honor of Derek Wyatt, sorry, not Aaron. Aaron's awesome too, but in honor of Derek Wyatt, because we're going with the animated thing today, in honor of Derek Wyatt, who is Derek Wyatt's favorite Decepticon character? So John, keep an eye on those names, and we'll We'll give everyone a moment here while they stare at the figure. While they stare at the figure, and it gives me a moment too to sip some more water down. It is hot today in Canada. What is going on? It's like Indian summer, they call it, or something when it's in fall. I don't know what that term is that they call it. Native American summer? I don't know what they call it. Let's see if anyone, see if the answers are going to start rolling in. Again, who is Derek J. Wyatt's favorite Decepticon character? It's actually, I think, one of his favorite characters of all time, now that I think about it. It is his favorite. And a little hint, we talked about him today, too. We talked about him today also. We talked about him today. So again, if you are a patron, just be sure to put your Patreon name beforehand. If you are a YouTube member, you don't need to put your Patreon name beforehand or YouTube member because you already have the green. So that helps a lot. And we will pick a name out of the hat. Now, whoever wins, by the way, keep in mind, if you have Patreon, just contact me through Patreon. And, we'll shoot me your address and then we'll shoot you the product. If you are a YouTube member, obviously YouTube doesn't have the best kind of contact system with that. So try to contact me through Twitter. That would probably be the best way to do it. I always suggest when people just double dip, be a YouTube member and be Patreon. I know it sounds like you're spending more money, but it gives you all the power. Gives you all the power. All the power. I like Mikey. I'm positive it's Batman. I'm positive it's Batman too. Okay, so we're not going to announce the winner yet, obviously, because John has to tabulate all the names, and then he's going to put it in a hat, and then pick somebody. We'll do it in like half an hour or so. How you doing, John? You okay over there? You okay, Johnny boy? You okay, Johnny? Everything looking good. Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger. I'm just looking at this. The one that killed Beachcomber was Shockwave, unwritten in the script, actually. Unwritten in the script. All right, so we're gonna let that do its thing. We'll let it figure all that kind of stuff out, and we'll get back to you guys afterwards. Because I assume Johnny okay over there. Just I'm looking at I have my other window here, talking with him. Well, we have a super chat here in the meantime from Grimlock Customs. What would you say is your favorite Cyberverse Deluxe figure? That one's a pretty easy one, Grimlock. Uh, she was one of my top 5 figures of let me just pull this down, of 2022, and that was RC. There's something crazy. I wish I could bring it over there. Um, it was pretty crazy what happened with RC, because like she's just one of these cases where you know she was like one per case, like not one per case, she was all of one case, and like all the budget went into her, and as a result, like she was like a deluxe class toy from back in the day in terms of the quality and plastic. Now I'm seeing that like some people are saying that she supposedly is suffering from yellowing now, but again, that's me going like, is it like yet again another example of people keeping their Transformers near the window and stuff, and it's just yellowing to begin with? But easily, it's got to be that RC figure. I mean, if it has one flaw, I wish that she came with like a humongous gun or something, like she had in the show. But um, I was very disappointed in the Hot Rod one. I was kind of hoping that the Hot Rod one would be really good. But he suffered from a lot of the same design problems of like 2006's Excellion, from Galaxy Force, aka Cybertron. But still pretty cool though. But I mean, I feel it could have been better. It could have been better. I'm gonna go with RC 100%. Granted, I don't have all the Cyberverse Deluxes. I never found Prowl. I never found Starscream. And who else am I forgetting? Prowl, Starscream. I did find Cheetor. He was like alone in a store. I know I'm forgetting one other. It was Prowl, Cheetor, no, Prowl, Starscream, and one other I think I'm forgetting. Oh, what do you call it? Slug or whatever it was, Slug, whatever you want to call him. The Dinobot, Triceratops, whatever the trademark was for him, named after the podcast, of course. But yeah, that I'd have to go with RC. RC for sure. Fantastic plastic, like really good high quality plastic. I was surprised. I remember holding her, going like, "Oh my goodness!" Like definitely not like the others. Alejandro with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Alejandro, for all the love and support. Also, along with Grim Luck Customs. I shouldn't say Grim Luck Customs, not Grim Lock Customs. Sometimes you get used to just seeing certain names. Alejandro here says, "Hola, Proto. I just got Legacy Blitzwing, and he has a great. He is great, but the jet mode. A lot of people don't like the jet mode. They feel it's kind of chunky. Yeah, there has been mods where people remove the pins and remove the backpack. Well, if you have to do that to a toy, I don't know how good it was to begin with. Then I think I think it's just one of those things where sooner or later they're going to revisit Blitzwing again, and they'll just they'll never give you the perfect Blitzwing until the end, and it's always tough to do the jet and have a tank mode and have a robot mode that isn't intrusive. I mean, look at that original toy. Well, you can barely see it over there, but you look at that original toy, it was pretty rough. And then when they did remakes, they kind of mixed a little bit of animated in there, kind of like messed things up. I'm pretty sure, give it time, we'll get our perfect Blitzwing. Might take a couple years, but we'll get a perfect Blitzwing. Over and over, they're going to use that trademark into perpetuity for sure. But yeah, for sure. For sure. Seeing if John. Okay, John almost has a name. He just finished writing down all the names now. He's going to pick one out in a moment. Mikey says here, Blitzwing just wants to show off how big he is with his big hands there. Like that hand, the hand gimmick that makes the boosters. I mean, that's just the Hasbro guys trying to have fun more than anything else, in my opinion. The Hulk hands, I don't know what you want to call it, but I remember when people saw those, they thought it was the combiner hands for Menasor. And I don't blame them. I mean, I would have thought kind of the same thing too. But it was an interesting choice to have some kind of weird big energon weapon with them, which is oddly absent with, when you think about the other leader classes. Like look at, say, the Megatron. What's his energon weapon? Is it that fire blast Cheeto kind of thing that he has? Is that the energon weapon? You know? It's interesting how it's kind of hit or miss with certain characters, especially the beast ones in general, especially with those. Um, but it's just it's these glowing hands, that just do this thing and stuff. Very weird, very very weird. I wanted to forget what I was going to show you guys because I brought some. I recently just like this week I didn't really pick up any Transformers stuff outside of one rescue bot that I found. Slowly getting all the oddball rescue bot characters. I have Chase over there. He's out of reach right now. He's going to go in the collection. And, because now they're showing up for ridiculously cheap in the secondary market. Who would have thought, all these rescue bot toys that were like, $13.99, $14.99, brand new. They're now like $1.50, so slowly just picking those up, putting them in the display. Nice piece of Transformer history when that line somehow, overtook everything. Mikey says here, Proto, does the original G1 Unicron mold still exist out there? Inquiring Jackson would like to know. I don't know about the mold. That one I can't answer. There is 3 different hard copies that are out there. There was one in that museum in Massachusetts, I want to say. I forget where that museum was. There was one in that museum. There's one that's in a private collection right now with Transformer Land. And there is one that is kicking around in another private collection. Um, some people say that the one that's with Transformer Land is a recast of the prototype. So we don't know if it's a legitimate one or if it's just a sample. We don't know the whole story with that, but if they could just somehow reverse engineer it. The Chinese were able to reverse engineer the G1 Dinobots and put out bootlegs. If it's worth it for them to like just take the time, if they have to fund it through HasLab, go like, hey man, $400, $300, like this thing was going to be $100 back in 1986. So with inflation, what, $300, $400, $400. Obviously, the parts and pieces would be more expensive today, and the plastic costs and everything like that. But the tooling is kind of done already. I would really like to see that be released. If not the Beast Wars Neo one, pretty sure they have that mold still. I think the Beast Wars Neo one, they still have the molds for that. Those are classical pieces that, the way I see it, people would love to own those in some shape or form. It would just be really, really, really good to own those in some shape or form. What up, Larry? We got a YouTube question. We got, what's your thoughts on Machine Robo GoBots? Do you mean Machine Robo the series? Do you mean GoBots the series, or Machine Robo GoBots? What do you mean by that exactly? Because I love Machine Robo. I love GoBots. I remember one of my favorite memories was, because I've always loved GoBots. I always thought they were really cool. Growing up, I actually had more GoBot toys than I had Transformers because they were just cheaper and more plentiful. And then years later, realizing some of those GoBots that I owned were actually bootlegs of GoBots on top of that. But I remember I was at an arcade that was also a anime rental store, and I was standing at the arcade, just kind of waiting for when my turn was going to come. And I saw in the corner of my eye this VHS Machine Robo, and on the cover I was like, is that Screwhead and Fightor from the GoBots? And I picked it up and I looked at it and I'm like, wait a minute, it is Screwhead and Fightor. And I rented both those tapes. I watched it. I was like, what am I watching here? And you have to understand, this was like 1997, I want to say, or 1998. Early internet, all the information isn't all out there. I go online, I go down the rabbit hole. Wait a minute. Machine Robo and GoBots, that's where GoBots came from. Fightor is this guy named Blue Jet. Screwhead is this guy named Drill. It was just crazy. And next thing you know, Proto Man goes out, he buys a whole bunch of exclusive Machine Robo stuff. I have ROM Stole and all that. I went crazy back then. I love Machine Robo and GoBots. And when they did that line there by Action Toys, I picked up as many as I could without going broke. Like when they did the Blue Jet one, I picked that one up. The Psykill Bike Robo. I didn't pick up the Jet Tran one. I would have liked to, but again, I'm not made of money, unfortunately. So, but I love Machine Robo. Even the newer stuff, Machine Robo Rescue, really like that. The new Machine Robo line that they just put out there, the Machine Robo line that's like it's Machine Robo Universe. It's, oh hey, it's a shark, but it turns into a vending machine. Like, I love that stuff. I love that stuff. It's always fun to like mess with stuff that is transforming robots that isn't Transformers. Like, I have some of it here. Like, literally, I have like a glass display right here. You guys can't see it very well because it gets blocked by everything. It's all the transforming robot stuff. So you have Gyro Zetter, you got more Gyro Zetter, you got web divers, you got all kinds of weird like Korean combiner stuff like Hello Robo and everything, and Monkolibot, all those very weird Korean kind of lines. I love that I love that kind of engineering and design and different ways to twist and turn and be unique and be different. And I love them. I love Machine Robo. I have, like, you guys can't see, I wish I could show it proper. Oh, I'm gonna ruin everything, but why not? Look at that. I line my wall with carded GoBots, you know, just to show you guys. And I just screwed up the camera there, but whatever. Yeah, there we go. That's not gonna sit well. Oh well. You know what I mean? So like, I love GoBots. I love GoBots. Always had a special place in my heart, mostly because at one point in my life, I had way more GoBots than I had Transformers. Like literally, you could count on like your hands and toes how many Transformers I had during the 80s. It was pretty low. The humble beginnings, like I always say. But yeah, thank you for the question. Um, Kessera says, how we gonna get reissues of past lines like Reveal, The Shield, or Prime First Edition Official, not from APC? You're talking about that third-party company that's making bootlegs. That's only if Hasbro wants to do it. You know, like you have to understand, guys, when they make reissues, you have to have that slotted in the factory schedule. You can't just say make this, make that, make that. Like there's only a certain amount of manpower that exists, a certain amount of time, a certain amount of spaces in the factory and the schedule to put out how many units, you know? They have to make 8,000 units, 10,000 units, 100,000 units. What are we talking? Are we talking exclusive for Walmart that needs 8,000 units? Are we talking an exclusive for a convention that needs 3,000 units? Are we talking something that's a retail nationwide that needs to have 50,000 units? Like there's an extra layer to that when it comes to production that it's not easy to just say, why don't they just do all these things at once? You know, it's not that easy. And to be fair, they reissued War Breakdown. They reissued that War Breakdown. Where is that one? Do I have it nearby here? Hold on a second. One moment, guys. Ugh. You know, they reissued this guy. They did that special edition War Breakdown, you know. I just bought it just because, hey, I have the original War Breakdown Arms Micron, but I was like, oh, it's a nice, like, 10th anniversary kind of little thing, so I'll keep it, like, boxed and nice and everything. They reissued that War Breakdown. Well, there goes everything. So they reissued that War Breakdown, and when they did that, I was like, man, that's going to sell out. So many people for years have been clamoring for it, and it didn't sell out. It didn't sell out. So clearly, there wasn't a demand for even that super rare breakdown figure that a lot of people weren't able to get. So for them to reissue Bulkhead, no one's going to get it. You know what I mean? It won't. They won't. I'm telling you. And if they like, yeah, people will buy it, but it won't buy it in the numbers that'll justify the time and energy to do packaging and everything like that. They won't. They already tested the water with a rare item and no one picked it up. And that Megatron sold even worse. Sold even worse. Terrible. You know, it's very hard to convince them to make product when something that's adjacent, similar, doesn't do as well. It's like you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure that stuff out from Hasbro internal. They'll be like, ooh, those Beast Machine stuff ain't selling well. Yeah, we should probably release more and ship it nationwide. Mikey says the GoBots, dun 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 dun, the GoBots, dun 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 dun. JR Mina, hi Proto. Speaking of action toys, Machine Robo, did you get the Bike Robo DX? I got that one because it has the Psykill face exactly. JR Mina, I got that one too, primarily, and I think it didn't come with it the entire time. I think only the first run had it. Like if you like pre-ordered it, it came with that head. Otherwise, it didn't come with it. Otherwise, like there was like a small window to get it. It was like a pre-order bonus item. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. So like, yeah, I bought it specifically for that. I remember there was a lot of third-party companies, I think the year prior to it, that were making all kinds of third-party GoBot stuff, and it was just me going like, I'm gonna wait. Action Toys is gonna make some good stuff, and they did. Really, really good. Really, really, really good. And then Mikey says we need a GoBots Transformers crossover already. Well, we kind of got it. We kind of got it a little bit with that Amazon exclusive line there. The Golden Disc collection. We kind of got it. We got some GoBots in there. Maybe they'll open the door to more. I would like it. Look, hey, we got that Cosmos mold. One day we'll get a Pathfinder. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I don't know if they'll call her Pathfinder, but she's a female character. Mark Mayer wants to do more female characters. Maybe they'll call her something else because Pathfinder's a little too generic for today as opposed to how she was back in the day. Pathfinder, what was her French name? Rondar? What does it say? That Ronder? I can't see it from here. There's a glare on the bubble. But I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Spring is prime. Can we see some modern G2 GoBots? Modern G2 GoBots would because you have the Spy Changer ones there, but that's the same thing. Modern G2 GoBots is taking that Lambor mold, taking like the Sideswipe Siege or Sideswipe Earthrise mold, and just repainting it every color and retooling it. Like, I mean, look, here's the way I see it. Like, we already got, that Spy Changer Optimus there. We technically got that one. Trying to think of any other. We kind of already got some of them. That Prowl one there. It's kind of already. It would be nice to get like obviously the Optimus Prime G2 GoBot. That would really be really cool. Get the Lambor mold, the Lamborghini mold, but then have like the blue head on it. That'd be really. I'm pretty sure. You know what you could do? I'm pretty sure someone could take all the rainbows of all the Lamborghinis we've gotten thus far from Siege and Earthrise, and then pick apart pieces and colors from them to make a Lamborghini Optimus Prime G2 GoBot using just like the blue head from Deep Cover and the arm pieces and this like that. I'm pretty sure it could be done. I'm pretty sure. Someone would have to ruin a whole bunch of them, but it is what it is. Wayfinder, yeah, you could call him Wayfinder. Would Wayfinder be trademarkable though? I don't know. Wayfinder. I'd have to look that up in the trademark archives. David Cabal, what's up, Proto, aka Dino Thunder Red Ranger? I have to still check that out, David. I haven't even told Wendell about it yet. I've been so busy this weekend, but I am going to check that out. JR Mina, hoping that Action Toys releases the Eagle Robo DX with Leader One face. That'd be really cool with the yellow teeth. He has to have his yellow teeth. That's the key thing with Leader One. He had yellow teeth, like super yellow teeth, and his goggles and everything. I actually bought. You can't see it in the background. Uh, a long time ago, they did an upgrade kit for Starscream, but the deluxe class Starscream from Classics. And the upgrade kit also came with pieces to turn Starscream into Leader One. And I bought that kit just for the Leader One head. And I never bought a spare Starscream to do it because then Action Toys started doing their stuff, and I was like, okay, I'll wait it out. David Cabal says Wendell is the Dino Thunder Blue Ranger. That he is, I guess. I have to see it. I have to see it, yo. Wendell's the Blue Ranger. Horned Owl, not to mention that Pathfinder is a name that's popular among tabletop RPGs. Oh, well, there you go. So that's probably, it's true, yeah. It's true. There's Pathfinder. I've heard that in game stores, that name Pathfinder. Well, you know what? You look at some of those GoBot names and like, Spacey, like that you could get away with. Night Ranger, yeah. Fightor, yeah. Like Coptor. Those are like very unique kind of names. But then you got like Slicks, can't trademark that. Pincer, can't trademark that. You know, some of those are really tough to do. You'd have to do like GoBots Pathfinder or something. That's the only way they could kind of maybe get away with it. And then Mike Rosen says, I think Toy Hacks has a set for GoBots Optimus. Ah, there you go. Wonder what it would do. Just probably just put some of the decal details, eh? I want a G2 bot named GoBots. Yeah, well, there's the G2 GoBot that's named GoBots. That was an orange car. I think that was that's when they first got the trademark from Tonka when they merged with Tonka. They used that on I think it was a Aqua Speeder. I have him. You can see him. You can barely see him. The orange there might be cut off. He's right there. The old Aqua Speeder. GoBots with an S. That's what they call them. Collector Prime with the super chat for $5. Thank you, Collector Prime, for the super chat and the love and support. Again, if you want to be a part of the stream, super chat a question. Collector Prime wants to know, happy Saturday. With third-party companies making throttle bots, you think we'll get any official ones from Hasbro? I think I do. We will, primarily because some of those throttle bots have trademarks that Hasbro has. Number one, Overload. Not Overload. Chase. number one. Roll bar, the also a throttle bot, so that's 2 right there. We just got Goldbug. Who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting? I think there was one called Freeway. You know, they'll do them. They'll do them. Again, Mark loves micro collections. You know, he loves micro collections. Searchlight, they literally had a power core combiner named Searchlight. You know, so the trademark is still there. They'll do it. They'll do it sooner or later. They're going to be like, we have this generic car from this combiner team. Look, all of those, all of those Menasor limbs. I'm telling you, all of those wide load. Thank you. I don't know. I was thinking overload from the Armada for some reason. Still in overload mode. Um, all of those combiner limbs from Menasor from Legacy, they're going to retool the hell out of those. They are going to take those and make so many characters from them that we're not even thinking of. Trust me. They're going to take that tooling and they're going to figure stuff out. Because to make that dive, to do Menasor, to end up with all of those different kinds of flavors of cars, there is no way they're just going to sit on that. There is no way. You're going to see. You'll see. They're going to do it. They're going to do it, man. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. You're going to get your throttle bots. You know, again, like we had our first sign of the throttle, you know, not counting gold bugs that show up every so often, but we got our first sign of throttle bots when we had Chase a while back. You know, we had him, he had a figure, and I think that was during, I want to say, Titan's Return or Power of the Primes. Not sure which one it was carded on, but so that, you know, there's signs that they still have interest. They still have interest in those and doing. And again, like we're reaching a point now where it's they do a small little bucket of super popular, easy to sell named characters of the Starscreams, the Soundwaves, the Bumblebees, and everything like that. And then they fill that other 50% with super obscure, hasn't been done yet. And that's why, like the discussion that we had a couple days ago about pretender shells, we're going to definitely see more pretender characters, like 100%. 100%. Mike Rosen, will we ever get a Legacy Masquerade set? I don't know if it'll be an episode-based G1 set. Did they ever? When was the last time they ever did something like that? They did like a Golden Lagoon collection in Japan, but Masquerade, I don't know about that. You know, it's something where it's a little bit too much of a deep cut that it's like, would anyone really know, you know, that episode and everything, even though it's on YouTube and easily accessible? Where I guess Golden Lagoon is just like, hey, chrome gold repaints. People will buy those even if they don't know the context, you know? It's like owning a bunch of lucky draws without them being lucky draws, you know? So I think that's why they kind of did the Golden Lagoon one, if anything. But you know, that's a whole other that's a whole other company. That's Takara Tomy and their logic of how they do things sometimes. I mean, the only other time they really did something that was like episode related was like, see, like they did stuff that was movie, like they'll do like a box thing that's movie related. You know, like, oh, hey, this was the scene from the Junkions, or from the Junkion planet, or this was the scene from Attack on Autobot City. But they've never done like sets that were related to just single episodes. Not to my knowledge. I can't remember. I can't remember if they've ever done that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's the characters will get individual releases and they'll find a way to use it. Aiden Tolbert with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Aiden, again for all the love and support every single week. Do you think we have enough? We have enough of the evergreen designs. Hasbro needs to end the curse. The evergreen designs. You have to understand, guys. Like the evergreen designs were pretty much made to have like a centralized foundation of, if we do an Optimus Prime character and it's not tied to a TV series and it's not tied to G1, it's not tied to this or that, We have a generic Optimus Prime design. We have a generic Bumblebee design. We have a generic Megatron, a Soundwave, of RC. And then they take those generic designs and then they put them on. Like we'll just like scroll down here for a second and I'll just pull up the slide again. They'll put it on erasers, cheap, low budget items that could be put in low income kind of stores and stuff like that. They could put it on, those Titan figures, not the whatever they call the Titan changers, they call them. Those 12-inch Titan changers that are very cheap, but they're large transformer toys with like 5 points of articulation and 3 paint applications, and then sell them in low income areas and low income countries just so the Transformers brand could have a presence in those countries and those kids could still engage with that product and with those characters. So I feel that Evergreen was really created for that in a lot of ways. Because when you see where Evergreen is really applied, it's applied to that kind of stuff. To just kind of have this centralized, kind of design for Optimus Prime that could just be used in places, but it's not Optimus Prime from War for Cybertron, and it's not an Optimus Prime from this line around. It's just an Optimus Prime toy. It's kind of like just having a Darth Vader. Like when we show you a Darth Vader toy, you don't go, "Oh, that's clearly that Darth Vader." It could be the original movies. It could be the end of Revenge of the Sith. It could be that one scene in Rogue One. It could be from this comic book version. Darth Vader is a centralized design. Transformers doesn't really have that. Like when I show you this, you right away say a specific TV series of a specific, it's always been like that for years. So they finally have a centralized kind of design that's not tied to anything. Springus Prime says there was a BotCon DevCon. Yeah, there was BotCon DevCon. That was probably the only. There was 2 DevCons that ever existed. There was the BotCon Pitch, which was a repaint of the Beast Machine's Mirage figure with the little gun there on his head, and then they did the repaint of. I'm looking at him right now of the Scourge mold. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get DevCon at some point. Don't worry, Masquerade, God Gambit, all that stuff. Sooner or later, we'll get DevCon. DevCon will get his due. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. DevCon's such a cool, obscure character that's never had a decent toy. Mind you, the BotCon one's not terrible, but something that's more, mass release. It'd be pretty cool. Uh, Princeton Phalanx 59 needs to be 69. Do you think Hasbro will ever make fun exclusives like they did at the SDCC Knights of Unicron? Well, I don't think if they'll ever do something that off the wall ever again. The hair metal band with the hair pieces and the weird box set and everything. I don't know if they'll ever do something that crazy. The closest that we have of crazy stuff like that was we had that remember that crowd-funded Chinese baby Transformers thing there. Now, granted, those things don't transform, but we get sometimes weird product, but I think that was just, the guys at Hasbro talking with SDCC and making a fun little set. Who knows? Who knows? Like when we first saw that, we were all surprised, never would see something like that coming. So it's something that I could see it happening again. Um, it's just, I'll be honest, personally, I would have used the time and energy for something else. It's kind of funny, it's wacky, but if you told me you could have the Knights of Unicron or you could have all that time and energy and the soft goods and everything put into making human character figures, or something like that, I think I would have preferred that. I want to fill the gaps that haven't been done in Transformers. Those to me are way more important than Megatron holding a a cherry axe, dude, and with with some Bon Jovi hair from 1986. So it's a different kind of thing. Sarah again, Lugnut animated and Transmetal 2 Megatron. My pull for the reissue Transmetal 2 Megatron for the best machines cape, like the Coronation Starscream. Yeah. I'm going to assume that those were your fan votes. So I can't say mine right now. I'm gonna wait until I get most of that product. Hopefully I'll get it all before December, and then I'll do my we'll do the big fan vote and everything. Cherry Axe, dude. Cherry Axe, dude. I actually don't even know which guitar Megatron had in that little box set. I don't remember. But again, there's so many characters that and I sound like a broken record, but come on, Botanica, just do Botanica already. I don't understand. I know that she's weird. Ooh, it's a flower transformer. Who would buy that? Then do the evil thing. Make her an exclusive. That's one per case somewhere, and then everyone will want her. But I know what happens because when you do a figure, and like if you do someone like Botanica and you make her just a 2 per case deluxe assortment that's easy to get, she's gonna shelf warm. You make her a 1 per case, tough to get, store exclusive, all of a sudden everyone's gonna want her. FOMO is gonna settle in. They're gonna go, oh my god, I need to get the plant lady. Flower girl. Oh, but then it's like the flip side of it is if she was just like wave 3 of Legacy, 2 per case, you're going to be like, oh my God, there's just so much of that flower girl there. She's filling up my shelves. They don't want to put out new product. Oh, I hate her. She's the shelf warmer. So it's like you can never win with that kind of stuff, unfortunately. It's always one or the other. It's always one or the other. People are asking about the shirt. This is a Symbiote Studios shirt. That's with Catnip Bravo there. With I like to call it the Shark, but it's actually from another mobile game. So if you're interested in that, again, I might as well just use that time right now. And we're going to announce also the winner of the giveaway. But again, Symbiote Studios, check out their stuff. A lot of cool stuff. SymbioteStudios.com. And so let's talk about the giveaway. Might as well take this moment, talk about the giveaway. So the winner is, John, send me the winner. The winner of the Generation Selects, brand new Generation Selects, brought to you by Binth Studios, our sponsor today for our exclusive that we are giving away. For the Generation Selects Transmutate Fossilizer is MJ15, aka Matt Johnson 15, who is a Patreon member, according to John over here. So again, congratulations to my Patreon member, Matt Johnson 15. If you are listening, please confirm that you that you got it, that you see that. That way you could contact us. Otherwise, we're going to give it away to someone else. So just say that, hey, Matt, yeah, you want, and then contact me, Matt, through Patreon or whatever, and we will send it on over. You'll get yourself a Transmutate, and you could reenact the episode with Silverbolt and Rampage. Friend hurt. Friend hurt. Where we at? Princeton Phalanx 59. I hope Hasbro will reveal another Dinobot at Hasbro PulseCon. I think Hasbro PulseCon is going to be some more EarthSpark stuff. I think we're going to get some Rise of the Beast stuff, which is long overdue, in my opinion. Long overdue. There he is. Good job, Matt. Matt, contact me through Patreon, please. And send me your address, and we will send you Transmutate. Congratulations, Matt. We're going to do more giveaways, guys, for the Patreon and YouTube channel members in the future, just because we can. Last year during the holiday season, we gave away like $800 worth of Transformer toys. So we're going to do that again to the peeps, to the supporters. If you support us, we'll support you back in some shape or form. If you love what we do, we love what you do. I have a feeling Swoop will be last. Swoop will probably be the last Dinobot revealed. Because Swoop wants to hear whole part of story. Tell good part of story. And I worry that Swoop is going to be a Voyager and not a leader class. Unless they fill him with a ton of stuff. Or they do the old Beast Machines Megatron. They'll have Swoop with his wings completely opened up, and they'll put him sideways in a leader class box to just take all the space. That'll be terrible. That'll be so dirty if they do that. But they did that back in the day with Beast Machines. They took a deluxe class Megatron figure and they expanded his wings, and then they put him in a Mega class, which is like a Voyager, I guess, back in the day. A Voyager class box. Such a dirty move. Good figure though. It's a fun figure, but it's not a Voyager figure by any stretch of the imagination. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Uh, where we at? They are for being a member for a year. No, even if you're a recent YouTube member, you could still participate in the contests. As long as you're a YouTube member and you have the green names, and same thing even with the Patreon people. That's fine. The only time that we had something where it was like, oh, you had to be a member for a certain amount of time was when we did the Patreon giveaway, when we were giving away the TFCon exclusive. You had to be a patron for minimum 2 months, because I didn't want people, when I announced the product, when I was showing it off, all of a sudden these influx of people being patrons just so they could get the free stuff. I didn't want people doing that. I wanted to actually like thank the people who were legitimately part of the Patreon because they actually supported the podcast, not because they're just trying to get a free TFCon exclusive. So, that was the main reason why I do that. But the giveaways is a different story. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Where are we at? What's for dinner? According to Mike Rosen, I guess he's asking J.R. Mina's question. I'm just gonna have chicken tonight. Like, that's an old song. I think that was an old commercial. I feel like chicken tonight. I'm aging myself right now. I think that was a '90s commercial. I'm gonna have chicken tonight. I'm going to have rice and hopefully, some broccoli with that. I have to wash it beforehand though. Got to cut up and wash the broccoli. But chicken, just want to have some chicken breast tonight. Eat some good concentrated protein. That's going to be my supper tonight. And then my plan is tonight is I'm going to go, instead of playing Nintendo Switch tonight, because I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Unite on Nintendo Switch. I don't know why I've been binging that like crazy. Been watching a lot of Godzilla movies. Been rewatching those because Tubi recently got a whole bunch of them, the uncensored Japanese ones. They have some of the dubbed ones too, but they also have some of the uncensored Japanese ones, more specifically the Terror of Mechagodzilla and stuff. So I I'm gonna binge those like crazy. I love Godzilla movies. When I went to TFCon 2017, I think it was, or 2018, uh all that weekend in the hotel, they were playing Godzilla movies on the TV, and it was just the best weekend ever. They were 24 hours, 24/7. You turn on the TV, there's Godzilla movies, and it was so good. Oh my god, it was so good. I have such a soft spot for kaiju stuff, Ultraman, Godzilla, uh, you know, Gigantor, or Gigantus, excuse me, what Godzilla was called at one point in America. Gigan, Rodan, Killazy, Bogun. How could you forget about Gudis? You know, we got a super chat from Joseph Ritter. How you doing, Joseph? Plushing it up. Why does Canada have all the American brands, but we have very few of the Canadian brands? Where is my Tim Hortons? Shattered glass figures and comics. Where's my Tim Hortons? Shattered glass figures and comics are great. Everyone's been getting their Ultra Magnus, and they're saying it's fantastic, that Ultra Magnus. I am very jealous of all you people who have the Ultra Magnus. I want to have it on display for the Diaclone like representation. I want that old powered convoy representation. And a friend of mine, shout out to Jason, he took the Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus head, the skull face, and he put it on his Commander class Rodimus, and it actually looked really good on it. I just want to say that right now. So if you have like one spare head and you don't know what to do with it, put it on that on the Commander Rodimus from Kingdom. It actually looks pretty good for some weird reason. Maybe if they painted it orange instead of red, the head, it would look even better. But why don't we have? Why I don't know. Well, look, there's a lot of brands that exist in the States that we don't have. We don't have White Castle. I remember we were going to BotCon 2008. Me, Meesum, and Goober. We were driving in Meesum's car and we passed a White Castle and Goober lost his mind. He was like shaking Meesum. We got to go to White Castle. And me at the time, I was like, oh, that's actually a restaurant. I thought it was just a movie. And it was very good. I don't know if it's like a regional thing, White Castle. Someone confirmed that on me because, I'm a border Canadian. So it's like, if it's in near the border, I know it. White Castle is pretty awesome, but we don't have them in Canada. What's all Culliver's? It's really, I think it was only a Chicago thing. Culliver's is amazing. We don't have a place that deep fries anything you want in Canada. There's a lot of stuff that we don't have in Canada, but Tim Hortons is Tim Hortons is Dunkin' Donuts if it didn't suck. I will say it right now. I'll say it. Take Dunkin' Donuts and make it that it didn't suck, and you have Tim Hortons. And that's why Tim Hortons is such a staple in Canada because we had Dunkin' Donuts in Canada. During the 80s and the early 90s, there was Dunkin' Donuts everywhere. And then Tim Hortons came. And Tim Hortons was like, "Hey man, instead of hold my beer, it was like hold my coffee." And they literally destroyed every single Dunkin' Donuts location. They park across from them and then just now there's no more Dunkin' Donuts in Canada. I think there's like 2 locations left in all of like Canada or 3 at least. Because Tim Hortons just destroyed them because people are just like, why would we? Why would we? Culliver's is a Wisconsin staple. Okay, good. So there is some Culliver's elsewhere. Okay, because well, see, what do you mean White Castle's burgers are horrible? They're fun, little small burgers, and the little paper thingies have like like fortune cookie stuff with them. I like it. I don't know. I'm someone that doesn't eat a lot of fast food, so once in a while when I do have it, it's fun. It's good. Have a good time. It's social food. It shouldn't be food that you actually eat every day. It's just social food. And yes, Culliver's is amazing. See, here's the thing. When I'm talking American food, I'm talking I want something that gives me a heart attack. I want grease, I want grime, I want oil. I want that the next day I feel like I'm going to have pimples all over my face. I want stuff that's like I eat it and then like my grandfather who passed away from bad eating is like going, "Oh, Daniel, what are you doing? What are you doing, Daniel?" You know? Like I want that, That's what I want. Cuz I eat very healthy. You know what I mean? I eat very healthy. I watch what I eat. But when I go to the States, I go buck wild. I go crazy. There's no reason to go to a salad bar when you're going to the United States. Let me tell you that right now. You're doing it wrong. Um Let's see. Mikey says, "No way." It's funny. We always turn into an eating. It's always about eating with this stream. Like when we're in the last like 20 minutes of the stream, it's always about food. You guys are crazy, but I love you guys. Mikey says, "No way White Castle burgers taste like microwave crappy burgers." Actually, funny you mentioned that. I remember when I was in the States, you could actually buy White Castle sliders in the frozen section that you microwave. I didn't buy them though because we were going to be in the States for a while, so there'd be nowhere I could store them in a frozen thing. Like they'd go bad before I got home. But I was like I looked at them and I was like, I want to try that. It might be absolutely garbage, but I want to try that. Horned Owl. I've only just heard of Tim Hortons a few years ago from Raccoon Whisperer's channel. He mentions them often. I have no idea who that is. Raccoon Whisperer. It's a Canadian staple. We don't have Dunkin' Donuts. We have Tim Hortons. Like we have Starbucks, but why go to Starbucks when you have Tim Hortons? Like why waste your money on a $7 cup of coffee when you have Tim Hortons? Coffee doesn't suck. Donuts are amazing. We have all kinds of exclusive monthly special donuts. We're going to have this month, it's all going to be Nutella donuts that are shaped in different ways. And then we have a connection with the NHL and the hockey stuff. So there's a huge hockey connection with Tim Hortons. Number one, Tim Hortons is named after a Toronto hockey player. It's probably the only good thing Toronto ever did related to hockey. Montreal. But anyways, but the best thing ever to come out of Toronto is probably a donut chain. But anyways, the best thing about it is like, there's all the cool hockey stuff we do. We do trading cards. We do all like we have like promotions where like little hockey sticks. Tim Hortons is such a Canadian staple. Like ask Mike Myers, right? So the movie Wayne's World, right? It's supposed to be based in Chicago, specifically Aurora, Chicago, like that suburb of Chicago, but he based it on actually his Aurora in Toronto, because there's an Aurora in Chicago and there's an Aurora in Toronto that's like north of it. And he based it on him growing up in Toronto, and the place that he goes to in Wayne's World to get like his food and hang out with his friends is called Stan Mikita's. It was a parody of Tim Hortons because Stan Mikita was a Chicago hockey player, so he wasn't gonna go to Tim Hortons in Chicago. So like even Mike Myers is like, oh my god, Tim Hortons is the best thing ever. Like it's just if you come to TFCon, if you come to the States, you go to a Tim Hortons, you have a good coffee, you have a donut. You know, anytime I have my friends that come down from the States, you have to have a Montreal smoked meat, a Montreal poutine, an orange julep, and you go to Tim Hortons and you have a donut and a coffee, or a donut and a hot chocolate, or a donut and an ice cap. You know, if coffee isn't your thing, coffee isn't really my thing. I like to have like a hot chocolate or something, but have a nice, some gimmicky donut that's really good. Then get yourself a pack of hockey cards or a mini hockey stick, because there's always that NHL connection. It's lovely. It's lovely. I love it. I love it. Mike Rosen, there are people that wait at 4 a.m. to get our local donuts. Which donut is this? I'm very interested. I like to eat a nice fried circle myself. I like to eat a nice fried circle. How much time we got? We're only 19 minutes left. Mm-mm-mm. 19 minutes left in the stream. Again, congratulations to Matt Johnson for winning Transmutate. Congratulations. We're gonna do more giveaways in the future. So if you're a YouTube channel member, or a Patreon person, stay tuned. Be sure to come to the live streams on Saturday. A chance to win something. Free stuff. Can't go wrong with free stuff. But yeah, it is what it is. Joseph Ritter with the $5 question. Nutella's pronunciation again, please. Nutella. Cough, cough. Nutella. Excuse me. I am Canadian. I have I'm one of many different Canadian accents, because we have the Canadian accent like this, eh? And then we have like the other Canadian accent, like the Jean-Guy Canadian accent. Oh man, we about that, like we have many different Canadian accents, but it's Nutella for a Canadian. It's the same thing. Like I say soda, some people say pop. I don't know why they call it pop. Or I say hamburger, and then someone from Detroit or Wisconsin like hamburger. I'm going to camp. You're going to camp? I'm going to camp. Camp. We're all different in this world. You understand what I'm saying. That's all that matters. You should hear how I say gas. I say it with a Z. You know gasoline with an S? Gas. I say gas with a Z because that's the French in me. Gas with a Z. I'm gonna go fill gas in my car. Proto, of all the Transformer voice actors you have met, who is the biggest character and a story to go along with it? Well, come on, it's gonna be Scott McNeil. Scott McNeil got drunk. Scott McNeil got drunk. He went to a margarita party in someone's room. They had a margarita machine. Got really drunk and then had a magic marker and went around, if on the outside of the hotel, like on the outside of the hotel, lining around the hotel, every like, I don't know, 100 feet is a rat trap. It's like a thing where a rat goes into and they get trapped in it. He went around the hotel signing all the rat traps. There is a photo of that somewhere on the internet. I know that for a fact. Where Scott McNeil signed every rat trap around the hotel because he's rat trapped. Get it? Drunk Scott McNeil. It's always going to be Scott McNeil. There is other great stories. I mean, I always say Paul Eiding, the voice of Perceptor, he's a really good storyteller. Like he did a lot of theater back in the day, and he met a lot of different celebrities, and he'll never tell those stories publicly because he doesn't want like someone filming it and being out there. But when you're privately with him, if it's a small group of people, he has tons of great stories about all different kinds of actors and stuff he worked with, and unique weird kind of stuff. So he's a really cool dude. Who's another good one? Who's another really good one that's really like bombastic? I don't know. I don't know. David Kay's awesome, but he's a mild mannered, cool kind of guy. Sat down, had dinner with him once, but we just chilling. Um, I don't know. How could it not be Scott McNeil? You know, Scott McNeil, like just to sum him up, like we go to BotCon Disney, and Scott McNeil showed up late on the Thursday because of his plane flying in, and he doesn't realize that Disney closes the bars, at like 9 o'clock, and so he arrives in Disney, and now he's stuck in the Disney bubble, and the bars are closed, and he's just like, he's like, and so he actually got a friend to drive him off the Disney lot to find a bodega just to get some booze, you know. So it's got to be Scotty. It's got to be Scott McNeil is a legend. Someone joined as a YouTube member. I just saw where did I see that? Someone joined as a YouTube member. Did I miss something? Someone joined as a YouTube member. Let me know if, who it was. I missed it somewhere. Um, What do we got here? What do we got? The actors, the voice actor of Silverbolt, of course. Yeah. Well, you know what? Scott McNeil. Like people always ask me who's like the most talented voice actors of all time. Me, it's always Scott McNeil, um, David Kay, and Frank Welker. I think that like those three are without a doubt like, and I'm leaving out Peter Cullen, Mr. Montreal himself is leaving out his fellow Montrealer. Peter's a talented guy too, but Frank Welker, man, like when you've met him in person and you see how he creates voices and stuff, like he's next level. Like he's animals, he's people, and his regular voice is what's his name from Scooby Doo is oh God, why does his name escape me right now? You have Shaggy, you have Velma, you have Daphne, and you have, oh my God, why am I forgetting what's his name from Scooby Doo? Anyways, like his regular voice is the blonde guy from Scooby Doo. Like that's his regular voice. So it's just him is incredible. Scott McNeil just because he's a madman. He's done everything. Like there's not a show that you love that he wasn't a part of in some shape or form. Fred, thank you. Oh God, I don't know why I blanked on that. Too much information in this empty head. Um, you know, like Scott McNeil is nuts. Like just the amount of stuff that he's done, just from the anime world, and then like all the stuff that he's done from the Ruby Spears side of things, and Ocean Group, and then Scott McNeil's fellow Ocean Group dude, David Kay. David Kay is super prolific. Like you just have to see all the stuff David has done throughout the years. I mean, look no further than Beast Wars Megatron and animated Optimus Prime. That encapsulates alone just his range right there to be able to be literally be Megatron for like, think about it. He was Megatron for 3 seasons of Beast Wars, 2 seasons of Beast Machines, and then 3 series of the Unicron trilogy as Megatron. And then doing that for like easily 8 years to then flip around and be Optimus Prime. Who's ever done that? You know what I mean? Yeah, you could argue, oh, Gary Chalk did G1 Megatron in a cameo for 5 seconds. Yeah. And I love Gary Chalk. Don't get me wrong. Gary Chalk's awesome too. I whenever he's in live action stuff, I go, oh, it's Gary. He's a police officer. He's a war sergeant. He's this, he's that. I love Gary Chalk. But when I'm talking like the holy trinity of voice actors, it's Frank, it's David, and it's Scotty. Those three are just, they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. And Scott McNeil, you add that extra layer that he's a super talented voice actor and he's a character of a human being. And how could how could you not? This guy has probably, him and David Kay have probably been to TFCon more than any other voice actor, meaning like they've been here so many times. And yet every time he has a table, there's always a huge line. That's just how much people love Scott McNeil. They can't get enough of him. It's like, oh, I've got like no joke. I probably got like I have photos with Scott McNeil that if I show them to you, you wouldn't even think they're Scott McNeil because that's how long I've met Scott McNeil and how many times I've seen him. He's changed throughout the years. Now he's adopted the cowboy hat and the leathery skin and everything that he has now. and his tattoos, but he's amazing. He's an amazing dude. Love him to death. And he's the voice of Proto Man in the Ruby Spears series. So that helps, you know. He's the voice of Proto Man. He's the voice of Ken from Street Fighter. He's the voice of Duo Maxwell. He's, I mean, to even dare to try to list everything. He's done Piccolo from Dragon Ball. You know, does Scott always have a hat? I don't think I've ever seen him without a hat. I could show you plenty of pictures of him without a hat, but that would be the early 2000s. The first time I met Scott McNeil was in 2001. He had short hair. He had a circle beard, but he still was a wacky dude. Um, and at the time, he was coming off of doing X-Men. What was the X-Men series after the Fox one? Um, where he was Wolverine. Man, that's gonna bother. Why don't I know this? X-Men Unlimited? No. What was it called? It was one where it had Kitty Pryde in it. It had Nightcrawler. So he was coming off of that, and so he was doing like a press tour for that and everything. And he was like traveling with the other X-Men voice actors. X-Men Evolution. Thank you, Trophy Dawn 94. X-Men Evolution. So he was like coming off of that because he was Wolverine, and he he was doing a tour, so he was going to all the conventions with all the other voice actors, and that was the very first time I met him. And I remember I went up to him. I had one lithograph with, at the time, just the Beast Wars characters, and I had one lithograph with Proto Man. And then he was going to be there the second day, so when I came back home, I took my Mega Man DVD box set, which had Proto Man on the cover, Volume 2, and I went and I got him to sign that also. And it was cool because he was like, from Proto Man to Proto Man, enjoy it, bro. Because Proto Man used to always say bro to Mega Man because they're brothers. So I love that. Love it. He's always my, even though it's not the Proto Man that I like the depiction of, I love his voice of Proto Man because it's so sarcastic and cool. I love it. I love it. We got 8 minutes left, people. We got 8 minutes left. Get your super chats and questions in now. And then Proto Man is going to go play some Pokemon Unite and then watch Godzilla smash some buildings in Tokyo. I think tonight is going to be Destroy All Monsters because I watched Mothra. No, wait. I watched Mothra. Today is going to be King Ghidorah, the three-headed monster today. I'm going to watch that until midnight. And then I'm going to crash. And that's going to be the end of the night for Proto Man. But yeah, pretty cool stuff, guys, otherwise. I also want to mention, too, last week, I mentioned that I wanted to get a chair from Anda Chairs. They contacted me. Thanks probably to you guys who are also contacting them and saying, hey, send them a chair. They contacted me and they are sending me a Transformer chair for the podcast. So at some point, we are going to have and a seat Optimus Prime chair for the live streams in the future. Not this crickety garbage, broken. Guys, this thing's don't ever buy a computer chair from Costco. That's all I'm gonna say. I spent like $100 on this thing, and within like a year, it was already falling apart. And like, I don't understand. I sit in this thing maybe 3 hours a day after work, I guess. And then like obviously like a bunch of hours during the weekend, but this thing is already falling apart. So thank you Anda Chairs for sending a chair. And the deal that I made with them is, of course, their headrest is going to be here, so it's going to have their logo, and then we're going to try to fit them in with the sponsors on the side there, and we're going to give them a shout out. Hey man, they're sending me a beautiful chair, so get my extra lumbar support. So that's pretty cool of them. And again, thanks to the fans who also were like going, "Hey, send Proto Man a chair." So that was pretty cool. So thanks guys for that. That's a big get. Big get. Which Transformer chair it's going to be? It's going to be the Optimus Prime one. They only have three. They have Optimus, Bumblebee, and Megatron right now. They said they're actually going to be working on other product because they said to me, they're like, would you be willing to promote our stuff for the next 6 months? And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. I mean, hell, you're sending me a chair. I'm willing to do that, you know? And then they're like, yeah, because we have plans to show other products within the next 6 months. So I was like, hey, that's cool. So like Princeton asked, will there be a hot rod chair? I hope so. Because if they have a hot rod chair, I will, I promise I'll give away and mind you, no one's going to want my used chair, but I would give away my Optimus chair and I'll have the hot rod one. I'll give it away. Um, but I mean, a hot rod chair would be so cool. Be orange with the flames and everything. The Optimus chair, it has like the Autobot logo on the back. It's all red. I wanted the Optimus chair because it's red and I like the color red. Although today is a blue. Today's very blue today. Eh? Kind of funny. Even with my water, it's blue. But yeah, I'm thanks again for that. Thanks again for that, guys. And again, and the chairs. Thank you for the hookup. Thank you for the hookup. Like that's really cool of you guys to care about my back support because I don't have a headrest on this stupid thing. Maybe because I'm 6 foot. I'm 6'1". Maybe because I'm too tall for this chair. I don't know. Jason with the super chat. Jason Netg. Hi Proto. With all the crossovers, you think that they could retool the fossilizers into into alien xenomorphs? You know what? I agree with that. But the problem is that right now, the Aliens trademark is no longer with Kenner and Hasbro. NECA has right now the full 100% master trademark license for the Aliens toys. So unless NECA wants to do a collaboration with Hasbro, which I doubt they would want to, because NECA is a popular company, but they're not a big company like, let's say, Playmates and Bandai, and even that of Lego and stuff, and Mattel, of course. So I don't think Hasbro would want to work with a small company because to them it'd be like, what do we get out of it? They would obviously benefit from it because they're a smaller company by working with Hasbro, but what would they get out of it? So it's something where they'd have to lose the aliens. I think it's aliens and predator. I don't know if it falls under that same trademark, same license, but they'd have to lose that first, the master toy license, before Hasbro could do a crossover. It would be cool though. Yeah, you take like you mentioned it, like you take that transmutate or Paleo Trex mold, retool that into a xenomorph queen with that'd be really cool. People would dig that like crazy. What if a face hugger somehow impregnates a Cybertronian? And then, I don't know. It wouldn't work. I guess maybe it would work with a Beast Wars character if it has a biological inside. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Has it ever been done? I do not know. Princeton Phalanx 59 with the $5 super chat question for Halloween. Will you dress up as Hot Rod and do the live stream? The last time I did a dress up for Halloween, you could see it on my Instagram. Was we what do you call it? We did like a group kind of thing where a lot of people were dressing up as DC characters at a party, and so I came as Nightwing from the more specifically the Bruce Timm Justice League Batman animated series kind of style Nightwing. And so that was probably the last time I dressed up for it. Before that, I don't know. I was always doing it on the lazy. I just take a hockey mask. I'm Jason now. I used to have a rubber mask of Guile from Street Fighter that I bought when I was a kid, and then I just used that all the time. I would just go to Halloween like that. I was very lazy with Halloween. It was all about just getting the candy. But as an adult now, you go to parties and people want to do theme parties and stuff. So because it was a DC party, if you want to see me as Nightwing, again, on Instagram, scroll down. It's there. Look around October 2019, 2018. It's there. It's there. You'll see me in literally something that I felt like I was naked. It was all spandex. Felt like I was wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Um, but what would I dress up as? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll wear a mask or something for the live stream. I don't know. I don't know. I'll think of something. I'm not a big cosplay person. I'm not a big into that. Not really big into it. A lot of people always say, "Oh, you should do like group cosplay and stuff like that." I don't know. When I go to cons, I'm standing at a table. You know, be kind of distracting if I was dressed up. What crazy Halloween mask do you have now? It looks crazy. Well, I have a lot of masks and related to Transformers. I have a ton of Transformer masks because I collect them. So right away there's that. In terms of regular rubber masks, none. That Guile mask that I was just talking about, when I moved here, I packed it away, and then one day I went to it, and it just like the rubber just kind of fell apart and it disintegrated, and I threw it out. And I had that mask, no joke, since like 1994. Like I had it that long. So it's just a shame that it fell apart. I have some Ninja Turtle masks, like vintage ones from back in the day. I have a Hulk Hogan mask from back in the day. I want to get a Bret Hart mask. They made an old Bret Hart rubber mask back in the day. I don't know if any of those survived. Um, but yeah. Prince of Phalanx 59. Sport the new hot rod chair as hot rod. Well, I have a Japanese 1987 hot rod mask that was made by Takara. I have one of those. It's just one of those little masks, you know, that you just kind of put a string and everything. And then I have the mask from the last night of movie Hot Rod. I own that one also, and the entire outfit. But that outfit's for children, so I don't think I would fit my 6'1", 170 pounds would fit in that for sure. I don't think so. Um, so, but I could wear the mask for you guys if you want. Uh, let's see. Haha, no, what is that? What is that you're wearing now? That face can't be real. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, we're already past 2 hours. Oh, geez. Okay, guys. So once again, I want to thank everyone who came to the live stream. Again, congratulations to I'm just gotta look what the text message was. It was MJ15 was his screen name. Matt Johnson 15. Congratulations for winning the Transmutate today. Again, thank you to Binth Studios for providing our giveaway today. Um, Thank you again, everyone who came by. Thank you, Aaron Archer, and all the Hasbro people who came by, all my YouTube members, all the people in green here. Again, if you want to be a YouTube member, just hit that join button below and you could join people and help support the podcast. If YouTube membership isn't your thing, we also have Patreon down below. You can hit that Patreon button, which will, if it's not there, it'll be in the replays of these segments. Patreon.com/protoman. Help support the podcast. Let us know that you're entertained by the craziness that I'm doing in this weird bubble of a Transformer world that I live in. Thanks everyone who came by. It's always fun to talk about Transformers with you guys and keep you entertained every Saturday. I'm going to go eat and watch a giant, radioactive whale/lizard, as the Japanese call it, Gojira, go destroy Tokyo while he fights a golden three-headed dinosaur dragon thingy known as King Ghidorah. Take care, everybody. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time. It's a crazy world out there. There's a lot of friction, there's a lot of stupidity. Ignore all of that. Just go out for a walk. Enjoy the beautiful world. Take care of yourselves. And as always, roll out.